Thanks for joining us. I'm Koki Sabates with JCAV News, and today we'll be talking about autism with Miss Mary Jean Billingsley of the program, who is the Program Director of Learner Engagement here at JCCC. Thanks for joining us today, Mary Jean.
Sure.
So first off, tell me, what led you to co-sponsor this conference?
Well, we co-sponsor it with the Kansas Center for Autism Research and Training, and they bring to the table just a vast knowledge of research and what is happening in the field of autism, and a whole group of speakers and people doing programs on this around the country that we wouldn't otherwise have awareness of. And it's just a great partnership because we all want to inform people about autism and increase that awareness and understanding, and so it's just been a great partnership for us.
Absolutely. And for you wanting to actually get involved personally in it and dedicate your time, was there any specific thing that motivated you to, or it was just a wonderful cause and you wanted to get involved?
Well, actually, I think it was in 2004, I applied for a sabbatical here at the college because I have a son with autism. He's almost 20 now. But at the time, I could see the issues that he was going to be confronting coming of age at college. And I thought that we needed guidelines and information for our faculty and staff at the school here on how do we deal with students with autism that are in our classroom. We may not know they're there. And so I put together guidelines for autism for faculty, staff, and students. And that helped me understand it more, too. I really got to study it, not just live it at home. And so when the conference came up, it was an idea through our Office of Diversity at the time, and Dr. Calloway was very supportive of the idea. And I just wanted to be a part of it, and so got involved there.
Why do you feel that it's important to be educated about autism throughout one's life? Not just specifically, the initial diagnosis, if they're a child or a teenager, et cetera. Why is it important to continue to educate yourself?
It's become so common now that it is pretty typical that each person you meet either knows someone who has a family member with autism, or they're related to someone with autism, or they hear more about autism. We just came off of Autism Awareness Month. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to get understanding and information out there that is correct for people to know what people on the autism spectrum need. And also, we want to be sure that the people on the autism spectrum are getting the supports they need so that they can be living a full life, getting well educated, being a part of the community, giving back to the community, and the education that we do through this conference does that.
And so who can benefit from this conference? Anyone, really?
Anybody can benefit from it, absolutely. I think that's one of the neatest things about this conference is, the title is Autism Across the Lifespan. And so we're looking at people that get diagnosed late in life, maybe as late as adulthood, 50s and 60s or whatever, as well as young children and infants. And what's cool about it is because of that broad reach, it brings people in from all those different ages and stages that know somebody, and they connect at the conference, and they find each other as resources for information. And so we always try and build in some time for people to be able to talk and visit, and we find that these bonds form and those people return and come back each year. That's really a neat, kind of another benefit of the conference.
So how does it change year from year? How long has it been going on exactly?
I believe this is the fifth one.
Fifth one?
Yes.
And so is it just more updated information or different events?
It is. It's more updated information. And information regarding legislation that affects the kind of supports our children can get. That's very timely right now, and that's one of the issues we'll be talking about. Any breakthroughs in research, there's been a lot of research on brain research with people on the autism spectrum, and we bring information like that to bear. And then programs keep coming, keep growing in the community and around the nation. And One of them even is through the Sheriff's Department, that we work with a sheriff in our local department here who is a graduate of our police academy, and she has children on the autism spectrum, and she's helped develop a program that helps people identify someone with autism in case they were to leave their home or be in danger or something. And so it's kind of neat, the alumni that come back too and are involved in it.
Wow, so you really do try to cover every part of one's life. I mean, I wouldn't even think of, you know, if someone were to go missing, if they had autism, how to identify them. That's really interesting. Is it something that's more recent, or, I mean, it's just things like that keep occurring where people are getting more educated and finding new ways to evaluate those who with autism?
I think that's part of it. We've had some incidents of that actually happen, but also one trait of being on the autism spectrum is to be very literal and very direct and maybe very honest. So for instance, if my son had wandered away from home and was acting a little differently, he may say things that may not be appropriate to an officer and may be a cause for him to think he's doing something he shouldn't. And in fact, he's just being himself. And so we want to increase that understanding and identification of who those students are or people in the community that might have that happen to them.
So in addition to having, is it different lectures and places of information?
Yeah.
All those sorts of things at the conference?
The way the schedule works is, and this will be next fall, it'll be November 30th, which is a Friday, and December 1st, which is a Saturday. And it literally it's an all-day conference, so it will start at about 8 o'clock in the morning with people checking in and registering, and our first sessions start at 9 and we go until 4. And so we have keynote speakers, and we also have individual sessions, kind of hands-on sessions, all kinds of things throughout the day, and we include lunch both days as well.
And who is the keynote this year?
His name is Michael John Carley, and he is really a dynamo. We are so excited that we brought him back. He actually was here at a previous conference, but he since then has gotten involved with an organization called A-Step. But Michael John is an individual who was another person who was diagnosed when he was older. And the reason that he found out he had Asperger's was his son was diagnosed with it. And so he learned within 2 weeks that he also had Asperger's. And what he does now is he works with companies as kind of a liaison to set up opportunities for people on the spectrum to work in a business and help the business understand the needs of that individual and vice versa.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And he's funny. Oh, he is funny. So he's really going to be good.
So can people who have autism come to the conference? Can they get some benefit out of it? Is there anything specific for them there? Absolutely.
They will learn about things like even our Autism Spectrum Disorder Club that we have on campus. It's a club that students formed, and they can meet other students with autism. They're very active and do a lot of things. They can learn about supports in the community they may not be aware of, including funding that could help provide some assistance to them. The other thing is really just to help them connect with people that will serve as resources for them from that time on. So there's all different kinds of information that will benefit them.
That's great. And you also have it available where people can enroll for credit, for continuing education credit for the conference.
Yes, and we've really tried to be user-friendly with that part too, in that our participants can get credit for both days or in an individual day. If they could only come one day, they can get full credits for that one day.
Oh, okay.
So it's set up that way on our website.
Great. And that website is ksautismconference.org.
That's correct. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long one, but it's a good one.
Well, that's great. So that's where our viewers can head to sign up.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add? The upcoming conference?
Just that we are so looking forward to doing this again. We have a great team of people planning the conference, and we're lucky to work together, and every year we enjoy seeing the benefit that comes out of it and want to do it again. Can't wait to start planning the next one. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
For more information, we will have all of the websites available to you at the end of this segment. I'm Koki Sabates for JCAV News.